What's up folks, Ryan Kennedy here with livingfit.com, and I am talking about celery today. Celery has become very popular, especially celery juice, but for good reason, because it's incredibly beneficial to our health. Now you can have celery a number of ways. You could slather some nut butter on it, you could throw it in some stews or some soups, and you could even have it in salads. I mean, all of those are great options, but what I'm focusing on today is celery juice, which has become ever so popular, and it's one of the best ways to get your celery intake because it's easy on the digestive system. You can intake a ton of celery in an easy to consume manner, and on top of all that, it brings in those nutrients from the celery in a more bioavailable manner, so it's not getting trapped up by the fiber. So keep watching to learn some of the many benefits you need to know about when it comes to celery juice. So I've never been a fan of celery myself. Growing up, my mom would put it in different dishes and I'd always pick it out because it's really bitter and it's got a little bit of a bite to it, and I was never a fan of the flavor. As I've grown older and become more accustomed to good healthy foods, I eat it more often, but I still love to juice it because it's so much easier to juice a whole bunch of celery stalks than to try and mow them down in a salad or on their own. So that's why I think celery juice is amazing. If you've been watching my channel, you know I'm a big advocate of juicing vegetables, and celery is always the base I use for any vegetable juice. I always have at least 4 or 5 stalks of celery, and I think it's perfectly fine to throw in some other stuff. In fact, it's more than fine. It's great to add in some carrots or some cucumber or some leafy greens or some herbs. All that stuff through the juicer is going to be fantastic and bring in a lot of healing compounds. But the thing about sticking to just celery is you minimize the number of other things that you're putting into your body. And for some people who have sensitivity to things like lectins or oxalates, juicing a lot of things like leafy greens and cucumbers can cause some issues. So sticking to just celery, if your gut's in really bad shape, can be very helpful. Now, celery has a lot of anti-cancer properties and compounds that really make it an awesome choice for anyone that's trying to reverse cancer naturally, or undergoing cancer treatment, or just looking to prevent it and live a long, healthy life. It's also amazing for liver detoxification. It's one of the main things I suggest for people who are dealing with fatty liver disease or just a overall toxic liver and have problems with detoxification. Celery can be phenomenal for that. It can really help with hydration because of all the good structured water in celery juice, and it can help with elimination and avoiding constipation, things like that. I mean, the benefits are wide ranging. For guys, it can help increase testosterone. For ladies, it can improve your complexion and your skin and your hair. I mean, it's so widespread. I always just tell everyone, have your celery juice. On an empty stomach is great because there's very, very little sugar in celery juice, but you could have it with a meal too. All of that's going to be great. So I'm going to go through, and it's so simple. You buy some celery, it's pretty cheap. One thing to always be sure of, buy organic celery. The conventional stuff is sprayed with all types of pesticides, and there's almost 20 different pesticide residues found on conventional celery. So buy organic celery, pay the extra money. It's well worth it, especially when you're juicing, because juicing concentrates a lot of the beneficial nutrients in a vegetable. On the flip side, it also is concentrating any chemical residues found on that vegetable. So we always want to go organic whenever we're juicing vegetables. All right, let's start juicing.